Yes, we do.
And the second story is coming from a remote village of Kukukpang in the Zabzugu district of the northern region, where residents have found themselves grappling in a very critical situation, and that is the lack of mobile network. And in search of network, they have to climb higher heights, you know, in pursuit to get mobile networks on their phones. So this actually caused some disruptions in their daily life. But we actually have a report by our Northern Regional correspondent, Mohammed Aminu Alabira. So let's check out this report and we will come back to the story.
Mobile phones have transformed our social lives, but the lack of network connectivity brings immense frustration. Kukukpang, a community on the main road from Zabzugu to Nakpali, with over 1,000 residents, faces this dilemma. Perched on a high hill, they struggle with inadequate mobile network coverage. During my journey to Zabzugu for this year's Farmers' Day celebration, our motorbike malfunctioned near the community. Citi News observed people on the road desperately seeking network signals. Residents shared their struggle, emphasizing the absence of proper connection in the community. This issue not only hampers their social interactions, but also jeopardizes their health. Residents explain that the unreliable network makes it challenging to seek emergency help for the sick. Let's hear from some residents expressing their concerns with Citi News.
So, the befre bia o nim network no ba ka say I pay for me. So pa mo chomo ba ya me sramu. So obi work kroma. So ya be friend ya be friend kan say o be fair. Ya ni network. So sramu mo be ya me.
Entimi ya call. Obi wa bebe one ya network kora ya friend o be ka say e pay for me na e friend no. Nse network na nye sramu me ba ya me entimi ya call.
The residents passionately appeal for a reliable mobile network connection.
A crew phone any network. So me wa bebe e juma nka me pese me woman asai. Nka me pese me ya den. Menya customers na mo fa yi mess mama. So my bread mint menya network. Sisi a mo pe say envote my enyina ye pese envote my eni bibia. So sisi a mo pe say enye den. Misra mo eni hwe.
2 years ago, Citi News reported a similar predicament in the Waribugu community where residents gathered atop a tree for mobile network access. Following Citi's reports, mobile network operators intervened to address the issue. However, residents of Kukukpang hope that, following this report, network companies will come to their aid.
Residents here are telling me they have no network. If they need to make calls, they have to move from that community up this hill. There is a hill here that they normally come to make calls. If they don't climb the hill, they don't get network. They say there is a network in town, but that appears to be from Togo. If they call someone, it appears as if they are making a pay-for-me call, so the person might not pick. And if someone is sick in the community, it is difficult for them to call the ambulances or to get help in the community.
All right, so there we have it. We have watched the report from Mohammed Alabira, who is our Northern Region correspondent. You know what I feel about this
21st
story?
century Ghana.
Yes, 21st century Ghana. And
I'm just sad.
I really feel for them. I understand it. You know why? Because I live here in Accra, and when you come out in my area, you see people trying to, also climb higher elevation.
But it's not a general problem.
It's not a general problem, but the fact that I understand it a bit, like I can put myself in their situation because they have no network at all. They probably have to walk all the way, just to get network. It's sad.
It really is.
Also, my problem, we wake up every 3 months right now, and then we hear oh, there's an increase in services. There's an increase in tariffs that you need to pay for services when it comes to the telcos.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
I don't know, but I feel the responsibility comes back to the doorstep of leadership. There's a communications ministry, there's a National Communications Authority, and I think by now we should have a map of areas that are connected and areas that are not, and we should be taking some action to bring these areas at level par. You get it. It's the same with electricity. I mean, the state knows who is connected to the national grid and who is not. You get it. So I'm thinking that by now we should have extended connectivity to everywhere in the country. You know, my biggest challenge with this particular story, in the event of an emergency, and you need to call an ambulance.
It is serious.
You get it. What do? You're now going to run up a hill, look for a signal before you can call.
They even have to climb trees. They even have to climb trees, and that's really really sad.
It's really disturbing.
Yeah,
it's really disturbing.
Yeah. All right, so we have our Northern Region correspondent on the line. Let's talk to him and know what exactly is going on. Hello, Mohammed.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
All right, so could you elaborate on the specific troubles faced by the residents when it comes to this issue of mobile network?
Thank you, and good morning to our charity viewers. Actually, Kukukpang is a town of Zabzugu, Napali. It's on the road. On this last Friday, I was on my way to Zabzugu to cover the Farmers' Day visit. And the community actually is situated under a valley or something like that. So between it, like left and then right, there is a hill that will climb and then descend. Yes, so I was climbing the hill when my motorbike had a fault. So I was wondering there where I could get a fitter to work for me. And there I saw people carrying their on this thing, and so I tried to find out from them what exactly they were doing there, and they told me they were taking for network. They actually moved away from the community about half a kilometer to access this network. So upon interacting with them, they told me the challenges that they go through. They say anytime like in the community, they cannot access any network unless they come there. So if there is any emergency in the community, trouble for them because they can't call ambulances and things to come. So I said, well, then this is a good story for me. So that was how come I actually did the story there.
Right. But do you know how long this has been going on? Is it years? Is it months? Is it weeks or days? Or has there ever been network before and maybe right now it's no longer there?
It is still there, and it's over years since the coming of network and mobile phones. This community has not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And would you say it's probably some specific networks or all the networks in Ghana?
All the networks.
Wow.
That people here MTN and things. But all the networks, because over there I use Vodafone and MTN. And once I was in the community, there was no network for me.
Right. But in your observation, how has the lack of no network impacted the overall development of the community?
Yeah, it has impacted seriously on the life of the people there. Like now that in some communities, you see that this issue of mobile money and things, they are all over here. So it means that in that community, they cannot do this transaction. And people now also engage in social media and things. When they are in the community, they cannot be engaged in those things. Businesses, as I is affecting them seriously.
Well, Mohammed, how big is this area and what is the mainstay of the people are they engaged in activities that they would have to rely on telecommunications to grow their business or their trade?
Yes. A lot of them, like there was one of the people who spoke to me. She told me she is a hairdresser, and that many at times her customers find it difficult getting her. So in that sense, it is affecting her business there. And many people in the community, they are all suffering because of the bad unavailability of the network.
So how close how close is the next town, and what is the situation there?
Yes, like I said earlier, when you climb the hill, there is a community up there. Over there, they are fine.
Because they are uphill.
Yes, they get the network thing. But in that community, Kukukpang community, there is a serious challenge there.
Within the entire community?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, Mohammed.
And over there too, the network they receive is that there is CG or something like that. It's a Togo network.
Okay.
And when they call somebody, like if you call them, it will appear on their phone that as if they are doing pay for me. So the person they are calling might not receive it, because if he too has not got credit on his phone, he wouldn't answer the call.
So it kind of appears like a foreign call.
Like
That's a pay for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That means there's a conflict between a foreign network and a local network because of the proximity of the town to Togo.
Yes.
Oh,
Togo,
TG.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, one last thing. Is there a health facility in the community?
No. The nearest one is what's the name? Kwale Health Center.
And what's the state of the roads in this community? I'm asking because in the event of an emergency...
The road is good.
Okay. But then in the event of a health emergency, they would have to call for an ambulance from a different town.
Yeah.
But it would take a while to be able to place the call or have the call go through.
Exactly.
Because there's no connection. All right, thank you very much, Aminu. We're grateful for your time and, of course, the updates there.
I can't live without it. I don't want to put myself in their shoes.
Well, we were complaining about data charges and what charges here. Somebody doesn't even have the network to make a call.
The person has the phone. No?
They have the
like
phone.
you can see the phone.
Yeah.
But there is no network. Wow.
21st century, 2023, Ghana.
Well,
we are preaching interoperability, interconnectivity. Somebody has carved a niche for himself as the digitalization whiz kid or whatever.
Yes.
And today, we are...
You know, I actually like the fact that we are sharing the story.
Yeah.
And I hope it gets to the right people. So if you're working in a telco, if you know any big person in a telco, you know, that has a say, please. There are people out there that have no network, and we will keep asking the questions like, if you keep on increasing tariffs and of your services, what are you doing exactly to improve the services? And not just improve the services for people in the cities. There are people outskirts, the cities that we know, you understand? Yeah. And they are suffering. Because mobile phones have become a need these days. So what's the point of having a mobile phone without mobile network? Really? And it's even sad that they get like interruption from Togo.
Yeah.
That's to tell you that the Togo side even is strongly
connected.
It's strongly connected. And I have lived in Togo. I was born in Togo, so obviously I know it's not Lomé. Definitely, it's not Lomé like Accra or Kumasi or
Lomé
maybe.
will be quite far from Kukukpang.
Definitely. Yeah. So that means if Togo has full network that is even entering Ghana,